Hi, welcome to the Invest in Value channel. My name is Victor, and in this video, I'll be reviewing Tyson Foods. Before I jump into my analysis, let me go over what I'm looking for in a good investment. First, I want a discount on the stock price. I don't want to buy a stock at a fair value. I don't want to buy at a premium. I want to buy a good company that I expect will go up in value over the next 2 to 4 years. I want a company that's well operated and performing well. And I challenge myself, even stocks that I own today, once a quarter, would I buy that stock today? If the answer is no, sell. If the answer is yes, hold or buy more. If it's a stock I don't own, then this answers the question. If I was willing to buy the stock today, then I buy. So let's take a look at Tyson Foods. All right, so Tyson Foods is well known for all their chicken products. They sell raw chicken in your grocery store. They sell their chicken to restaurants. They have a lot of different chicken products, including chicken nuggets. They also have pork products, beef products, and they even have plant-based products now. The company over the last 5 years has had some ups and downs relating to their stock price. The one that really caught my attention, I've been buying into this stock for 2 years, was when the COVID hit, their stock really plummeted. And early on, you may have remembered some of the stories that there was some COVID breakouts in their plants, their processing plants. And I think a lot of investors were worried that Tyson's wouldn't be able to operate. But the issues were short-lived. They figured out how to operate effectively. And really, the stock has risen ever since the COVID timeframe. And it's really risen nicely over time and paid a nice dividend over time. So I'm glad that I bought it a couple of years ago and continue to buy into Tyson Foods. Currently, they have a market cap of $33.6 billion. They have a PE ratio of 8.69 and a dividend yield of 2%. The thing I'll point out is the reason the stock has risen is that the company is well managed. The leadership really looked at the situation with COVID, adjusted, then operated well. They have great employees that were willing to adjust and keep the company operating in order to continue to exist, as well as feed the country. Okay, so what is the value of Tyson Foods? What is the intrinsic value? Let's answer that question now. So first, I put all the details from Tyson's financial statements into my intrinsic value model. I used a 7% discount rate, and then I used a growth rate in the next 5 years, year 1 through 5, of 11%, and then long-term growth of 5%. Just to talk about growth really quick, historically, Tyson's grown 6% over the last 5 years. That does have a COVID year where revenue did go down or was held back because of COVID. But overall, the company has grown 6%. And then free cash flows have grown 15% over the last 5 years. So it's good to see that. My growth rate is higher than the historic 5-year growth rate. And the reason for that is there's no COVID that's going to disrupt their business in the next 5 years. Their pricing power is really good right now. So they're raising prices, and that raise of price is really expanding the top line of their income statement. So I'm optimistic they're going to grow at 11%, and long-term 5% would be a decent growth rate for this company. Their free cash flows for the last full year were $2.631 billion. So I used that as the free cash flow for the last completed year. With that number, my model calculates that the intrinsic value of the entire company is $60.24 billion in value. The market cap that Tyson's currently trading at is $33 billion. So there is some discount in this company. Looking at what that would equate to on a per share basis, I would divide the shares outstanding into the intrinsic value for the entire company, and we get an intrinsic value per share of $165 per share is what the company should be valued at. They're trading at $92 per share. So it offers a 78% discount on shares of Tyson Foods. Keep in mind, you'll be paid 2% dividend on a stock where there's I think some intrinsic value left and the stock could rise. And the demand for their protein foods is really high. I don't think that demand is going to go down at all. And this company should do well for the next 5 to 10 years. All right, so let me review Tyson Foods, symbol TSN. First, their performance last year was excellent. They grew at 10% top line revenue. And keep in mind that they were able to raise their prices. They sold fewer units of their products while they raised their prices. So they really showed how they have purchase. All right, take two. All right, so now let me review TSN stock. The performance last year was really good. They grew at 10% top line revenue, 2020 compared to 2021. And this is due to their higher prices. They actually sold fewer units, but the prices made up for more, and they were able to grow the company by 10%. Free cash flow is really good at $2.6 billion. They grew their cash flows 15% over the last 4 years. Really good to see that. You get paid a dividend of 2%, and then their PE is 8.69, which is a good PE these days. So guidance into 2022. So they released their first quarter earnings, and they have increased their sales by 23.6% so far. So that's good to see. They've repurchased 4.2 million shares. So that's great. That way it really props up that stock price. And they have an earnings call coming up May 9th, 2022. That will cover their fiscal second quarter. My outlook on Tyson is that there's going to be high demand for their products. We're eating at home, we like protein, and they will continue to sell their protein foods to customers that are shopping at the grocery store, customers that are going to quick serve restaurants, you name it. We're gonna buy it. We're gonna eat it. They've proven that they can really control their price. You know, their price is inelastic in a big way. And that gives them a lot of leeway to really control their destiny in 2022, 23, 24. I see high upside in this stock, and they're going to pay a dividend while you hold this stock. So let's take a look at where, this stock, measures on the scorecard. Can you get a discount on this stock? The answer is yes. Is the company well operated? I think management really showed how they navigated out of COVID really well, and the company's performed really well. The stock price has gone up consistently since COVID, so that definitely is that the company is well operated and performing well. And the answer of would I buy the stock today? Absolutely. It's a stock that I've owned for 2 years, and I continue to buy shares of this company. I think it's a solid company. I own 5 different food stocks. It's good, stable sector to buy into. This is one of the stocks that I really depend on for performance, as well as some cash flow from that dividend. So just a quick reminder, my video is for entertainment purposes only. I'm not recommending that you buy or sell any particular stock or security. Please weigh your investment decisions very carefully. So that's it. Thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. Do me a giant favor and like my video, consider subscribing to my channel, and click that bell to receive notifications when I release new videos. Thank you.